Reputation building is very slow, okay, but again, you can lose it in a minute.
Which is the costliest rug you've sold till date?
A single piece for about 25 lakhs.
25 lakhs.
Yeah. There was also time that we had said no to $1 million project recently, hardly 3.5 months.
No,
Yeah,
you said no.
yeah, we said no. But for me, success is not just the size of the business or anything. It is a combination. It's like I should be successful as a father.
Today, we welcome Mr. Mahesh J Nagendra and come to the point with Aakib, founder of CCWorld, a consulting first leader in luxury architecture, creating high-performance spaces where elegance meets precision. A first-generation entrepreneur who scaled from zero to millions. In this episode, you'll learn what true luxury architecture is, how the ultra-premium market operates, and what sets it apart from regular home decor. This is insight into a billion-rupee mindset. Hi, I'm Aakib. This is Come to the Point with Aakib. No filters, no fluff, just real conversations with people who lost, learned, and made it big. Let's get to the point.
Thank you for accepting the invite.
Thank you so much. And for you, I have come from Kerala.
Thank you very
being
much.
in Bangalore
Thank
at
you very much.
3 a.m. in the morning.
3 a.m. that is a little bit tough. I know now the temperature is around 14 or 13, I guess.
Yes.
How is the weather of
Weather is excellent. We love weather when we travel from Kerala to here.
But I
Thank you
think
so much.
the traffic isn't there.
Traffic is not there. So, it's like today morning, it was just 40 minutes from the airport.
What exactly is CCWorld?
CCWorld is, I would say, it's an organization where we focus on consulting as the first scope. Because we, for the last 1 decade, since 2015, people know me as Carpet Consulting, one of the premium consulting solutions company, supporting architects, interior designers, and PMCs of the market in India. Right, so we have been in the space and we specialized specifically on surface consulting, right? So from there, we also had a different idea to upgrade the technology, what we use, the way we go in the market. So for that reason, we launched CCWorld. CCWorld is a brainchild of Carpet Consulting Private Limited. So CCWorld as a company, again, there are multiple brands which CCWorld manages. These are all in-house brands which we manage. We have Lumin House taking care of the lighting. We have Bloom House taking care of the carpets. Then we have Helios and Icarus, one of the oldest brand of ours.
So you do have 3 brands.
We have 3 brands under CCWorld. So CCWorld is the bigger umbrella for the solutions. Under that you have Lumin House and Helios and Icarus.
So how are you different from an architect or a builder?
Okay, so to make it very easy, I am not an architect, right? But
So as in profession, you are not.
I am not an architect by profession, or I can say that I am not an architect by education also, right? Because my education is totally different. I come from a different field. But fortunately that I began my journey when I started working in 2008 from the field of urban planning and urban design. So I had the opportunity to work with the bigger names in the market.
Any name?
So there were a couple of, I would say, companies who had come to India from France because my education was in France.
Oh, you
right?
you finished your education.
I did my master's in France.
Oh, great.
So I came from there and I got employed in a French company and we did projects like the master plan of Bangalore, master plan of Mumbai, right? So I had opportunity to work with them. So from there I moved into the multiple activities with architects and interior designers. Then was working for Tech for some time. Taking care of their business in south of India. Again, the architecture and the interior design and construction field came along with me. Then was consulting for a couple of companies.
Can you please explain what is correct meaning of surface?
Okay, so you need to understand, you take a building, right from the floor to the wall, what you exactly see in the building, let it be exterior or interior, is a surface. Even the furniture is a surface.
Surface in the sense, example, you take as a wall.
No.
Okay.
Please understand.
Okay.
You enter a building.
Okay.
You have floor. You have walls. You have ceilings.
Okay.
This is a surface.
Okay.
Right. You look at your furniture. That is a surface.
Okay.
Right. So the furniture comes with a kind of a proposition in terms of luxury.
Whatever is visible to the eye.
Whatever is visible to the eye.
Okay.
So you can say even the doormat is a surface. The floor mat is a surface. Carpets are a surface. Curtains are also a surface.
Okay.
That is one of the reasons that why we launched lighting also as part of the surfaces. And I'm just like a tailor in the market. You tell me what fabric you need, what you need to produce. I'll produce it for you.
In these terms, luxury terms, what do we call? If at all you're
See-
a tailor of luxury terms.
See, you...
Example, if at all I need a rug,
Yeah.
I need a carpet,
Right.
customized.
Right. So you need to tell me what color you need, what is the type of the feel you need to get. So there are different methodologies when we do a carpet, hand knitted, hand tufted, right? You have different off-the-shelf products like Persian, Moroccan, machine mades and things like that. So based on that, we will propose you what exactly goes according to your lifestyle, right? It also depends on what kind of place you live, okay, for what purpose, is it for a bedroom or a living room or just something that which you want to put it in a hall, right? So a lot of people come to us even buy the mats for prayers, even we manufacture that.
Which is the costliest rug you've sold till date?
A single piece for about 25 lakhs.
25 lakhs.
Yeah.
What has gone into the 25 lakh carpet? How did you customize it?
Right. So when the customer came to us, they did visit us in one of the exhibitions we participated. They saw the rugs, right, the type of the quality what we achieve, and also that was the time that we presented something called as wall art. In generic term, it's called tapestry, right? So they liked one of our pieces, right, and they want to create something totally customized for them, right, and they gave us just the photograph. So when they just give the photograph, it's about the level of detail what we get into converting the photograph into an art form, right? So normally the time taken for this to deliver this project, I would say it's for a size of about 8x7 size, right? So we took for about close to 4.5 months to prepare this.
4.5.
Yeah, so that is the intensity of the labor which goes into it, right? After that, it is also should be matching the requirement of the customer equivalent to the image. For example, let's say you belong to Bangalore, right? You get a very good photograph of Vidhan Sauda and you send me saying that, no, I want to have Vidhan Sauda wall art in my office.
So it can be done
Yes, it can be done.
on the rug.
On the rugs.
It is done in India?
Yes, it's done in India. It is done in Varanasi through my partner manufacturing company.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
We have amazing artisans in India, I guess.
Of course, because the skill set what we have is still not exposed,
Okay.
right? So what is happening today is a lot of people know what is available, where it is available, but they tend to travel to abroad to look at these kind of things. And I am 100% sure that the quality what we deliver over here is much better than what you get from the other export-oriented markets.
What core problem does CCWorld solve for a client?
Right. So as we look into the realistic picture today, right, CCWorld as a company is the first consulting leader in this platform. So we cannot call
You
ourselves...
don't have competition?
We have competition, but we are the first consulting leader in this platform.
Only consulting?
Yeah. Consulting, see, the idea is that you also need to understand when we speak about consulting, it is something to do with a company which don't go in the market just like a vendor or a trader, accumulating products or by doing global sourcing and going to the architects or interior designers. So what we do is we put consulting at first. We really understand the requirement of the project. We go through the importance of the project, who is the customer. We do even get into the customer profiling. So from there, the customer journey starts, right? So an architect, normally what will happen is he or she will call me and say, Mahesh, this is the mood board what I have prepared and this is the renders. So this is the surface which is coming up. Okay, this is what the type of coatings I would need. Okay, this is what the coatings I would need for the wall. This is the coating I need for the floor. This is the coating I need for the furnitures. So that comes under Helios and Icarus. Okay.
One
And
of your brand?
One of my brand.
Okay.
And when it comes to lighting, in sync with that, what lighting goes where, and they have the absolute right to choose any other brand, right? So it is something that it's like I don't say that they have to choose my brand only, right? So there are instances that the surfaces are done by me, lighting is done by somebody else, maybe a Italian brand what is available in different cities, right? And when it comes to floor, they have the right to choose marble. I don't do marbles, right? But I specialize on specific flooring in technologies like micro topping, nano topping, okay, seamless terrazzos, right, and carpets also.
So anytime, like, have you experienced that if at all you have completed a project, like example, you have a ETA of 60 days, you finished it for 30 days, and then client shows up and says, okay, I didn't like this kind of work.
So normally what
How
will
will you
happen?
deal that?
Normally what will happen is, when we talk to the customer, when we talk to the architects, they know quite very well because, it's like they prefer us for the work what we do. As I always say to my team in the company also, reputation building is very slow, okay? But again, you can lose it in a minute,
Yeah.
right? So it is very important for you that you stick to the timeline, right? But at the same time that no projects I have seen where I was able to do it, giving something a deadline of about 50 days or 60 days or 30 days. There are sites which I have completed in 10 days, but I normally tell them saying that in 10 days I could finish. But sometimes the rush comes from them. When I say 10 days, they want to finish in 7 days, right? So there are the last minute projects which comes in, and with relationship what we have with the fraternity, we normally take it up and we agree to that timelines and we do it.
At what certain thing that mistakes can happen when you're planning a luxury project?
See, normally this is not just one brain which works on a project of that scale. Okay, you have one of the, I would say, one superior architect who is from the market, who knows what luxury is, and he or she will define luxury of that project, right? So let's skip away from being just talking in terms of luxury. Let's say a premium or a mid-sized affordable luxury project also. People have the experience of doing it, and normally people, when the customers, when they try to spend this kind of amount, right? So they don't go to a kind of inexperienced or a beginner architect or a designer in the face, right? Because what they do is they also want their project to be protected, right? So as I always believe that CCWorld as a company in the market, our job is not to just go there and just be part of decorating the project. It's also to protect the interest of the customer and the architect, right? So when you have this kind of opportunity, and the type of people whom you are moving around for these kind of projects are the big businessmen, HNIs, ultra HNIs, celebrities in the market, right? You also tend to be delivering a best project, so that it's like our business comes through referrals as well. Because if I do a very good job in one of the celebrities' house in Chennai, recently we did, right? And after that, what will happen is, they get a reference to us and we go ahead, okay? But in the same time that it is very, very important to keep the reputation as the priority number one. Second thing is maintain the quality what you have agreed to right from the beginning to the end. Commit to yourself on doing the projects. So it is more to do with getting the projects, required materials on time, get it done in the factory, transport it with safe, deliver it, okay, have a proper delivery done at the site, customer is happy, architect is informed, or they have a joint meeting. When they come there, they look at everything is fine, and we go forward in closing the project.
Come to the point, how important is color or a paint for a project, for a building?
Okay, it's very important, right? So today we are in the podcast, I see a very wonderful texture on the wall, right? And I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Right? It matches your personality, right? So color makes a huge difference in terms of how we look also. It is not just for the buildings. So you also always need to relate, when you talk about design specifically, it is not just to do with the beauty part of it. It is also something that which is comprehending, or I would say, which is like, it's not the right way to say comprehending, which is like, I would say it should be comfortable enough for people who are living there. When somebody comes to your place as a guest, they should be able to look at the space and say, yeah, it's a wonderful property, amazing interiors and things like that. So the choice of colors makes a huge difference. Sometimes we do recommend colors because we don't call ourselves as a color consultant in the market, but again we also know that which finish of works, which surfaces which look
But
good.
it has to match with the surfaces, right? You can
Any color is possible. See, today color matching is not a big theory, right? So normally if you look at any business, it's just like you go to again, let's go back to the story of the tailor, right? The tailor will tell you, okay, this is the fabric I have, silk, wool, cotton, whatever, right, polyester, right? He says, these are the set of colors which I can deliver to you. These are the different shades which I can deliver to you. These are the different designs which I can deliver to you. You have to choose one among them to convert it. The same way, when we go in the market, since we are 100% customizable, what we do is normally we have the shade cards which are available by the paint company in the market.
Okay, you
right?
do have shade
cards. We do have shade cards in the sense, it's like we are okay even for Asian Paint shade cards, Berger shade cards, Jotun shade cards, or Birla Opus shade cards. Any shade cards is okay for us, because it's like our job is to customize, and we believe in something called as sell to the customer or make a deal with the customer as per their needs, not as if have something, because since I have been in this field, I have seen multiple projects, it should not be just based on my taste.
As we are speaking about color, how lighting is important for a project or a building?
Right, so color is something different, lighting is something different. So normally when I sell surfaces,
So these have to match, right?
no, you don't need to.
You don't need to
You don't
match.
need to.
So then you can customize the lighting according to the color.
Exactly, exactly. So see, the thing is that lighting, today the lighting is not just how we grew up in our homes where we just had bulbs and tube lights. Okay, the trend is changing since 2000, right? For the last 25 years, if you look at, people have moved into setting up false ceiling, specific focused lights, specific architectural lights, design oriented lights, right? So color of a wall with what you place, like how you decide on the color of the sofa, okay, is also important when you are looking at an architectural light, because the architectural light has got a specific surfaces, right? In that view only, we consulted for multiple projects in the name of Lumen House, right, where we said that, okay, if this is the color of the wall, because most of the projects I am doing the wall, right? When I am doing the wall, these are the colors which could match, okay, and we even customized the color of the lights accordingly, right? One transition what we took in the last 1 year is that we partnered with a manufacturer in the acoustic space, which they have been there for last 20-25 years. It's a family business, and it was very nice that we came up with a product called as acoustic lights, right? So what we did is that the architectural lights we converted into a kind of an acoustic architectural light. So what happened here is, when you install these lights, right, there is a NRC in the thing called as a noise reduction coefficient, right? It is quietly well tuned, right? So let's say that you want to use in your own studio maybe a kind of a light, you can set up my light, right, and that will take care of at least certain amount of vibrations and the acoustic effect, okay, as an acoustic light. But again, it is very lightweight, right? It is easy to carry, and it is 100%, like I would say, retrofit. You need to just buy it, fitted by a local electrician, right? It's very easy to install.
As we are speaking about color and lighting, so do they have to match with the carpet as well?
See, again, everything has to match, because see, that's what I said. See, you need to look a project just like how you look at yourself. Maybe you may like a violet color, right? That doesn't mean that you will wear a violet T-shirt, blue pant, and a green shoe and go in the market, right? So that is why we closely work with the design brains of the market. It is not that we just only work with the top architects. There are also young brains in the market who are very upcoming, very promising, right? So we work closely with them in creating something of the market what is not available, or inspired when they have been on a tour to some other country. They ask me saying that, okay, can we something do like this when it comes to surfaces, when it comes to lights, when it comes to carpets, right? And it has been a quite good journey for us.
Since you work deeply with art and artisans, can a Meenakshi Amman temple in Madurai can be rebuilt now?
See, artisans or the art people, right? So they are not the people who built temples as such, right? So architecture and design is two separate thing, right? An interior designer cannot become an architect unless they go through the entire scope of learning of architecture, right? Let's talk about this temple, Meenakshi temple in Madurai or Tiruvannamalai. Like, these are all very beautiful architectural setups. Okay, you go to Tiruvannamalai, you have got 9 big gopurams. The same way you have the big gopurams in Meenakshi temple. These are all like architectural marvel, right, of South India.
Can they be built
Again, if you ask me,
in this era?
See, it can be built, but maybe that kind of work what has gone into, I don't think so that such people even exist at this age, because we had so much of skill set and a lot of skill sets have been diluted. And because of this dilution, what has happened is most of the people who keep this as a family tradition to work in certain skill, right? In Tamil we call it as Kulathoril, right? Yeah, so which comes after generation, and this is getting diluted.
So when it comes to professionally, what was your biggest failure?
So
Professionally.
see, education-wise, maybe it's like maybe I had to drop that plan. I don't see that as a failure. And for me, the thing is that I am used to failure. So if you ask me today, is there a failure that which you would like to worry about it, regret about it? Certainly not, because the reason is that that is how I believe the life is going to be also.
You move on?
I keep on moving, because the reason is that there's no point in thinking about, okay, this happened in my life because of that. This is not happening. You cannot go and change your past. Right? So, and with the learnings and with the exposure what you get, working with many good people in the market, interacting with people, right? It's also an opportunity to learn, right? And when I meet you also, it's like there's something that which I can take out of the trip while going back from Bangalore to home.
Similar to that, how do you take success?
Success is something that everybody will like it, right? The same way the success at what level is also important. Maybe doing a podcast with you, I'm happy. I can take it as a part of my success, right? Because you invited and I came here, right? In the same way, let's say that I strike a big deal for a big customer or a big industrialist or a big businessman or a bigger hotel project in the market or a big institution project. That can be taken as a success, right? But for me, success is not just the size of the business or anything. It is a combination. It's like I should be successful as a father, I should be successful as a husband, I should be successful as a good friend, right? As a mentor to the young people who come and join us in CCWorld, right? Be a good manager to take care of the team.
What was the biggest deal you've cracked till date?
See, the biggest in numbers, certainly I don't want to give you the set of numbers, but however, it's like we are more of a strong focused boutique business at the moment, right? And there are deals that which we had worked on for institutions which are between $1 million to a couple of $1 million within India, in south of India.
South India?
Yeah, in South
India.
Yeah, $1 million to a couple of $1 million, right? And there was also a time that we had said no to a $1 million project recently, hardly 3.5 months.
No, you said no.
Yeah, we said no.
Why?
Right, because the reason is that we, as I always say, it's like we go in the, we go to the table of the particular requirement of the project. It can be a project director's table or the CEO's table of that particular company, or to the panel. Right, so we begin with the consulting approach, right? So we tell them these are the materials available in the market, this is what specifically you would need. And that is one of the, I would say, one of the prettiest premium project which is happening in Kerala, to be very precise, but I don't want to communicate too much on the project right now, right? And we were the consultants who even help them to understand how a BOQ should be prepared, right? What should be really written down in a tender also. Right, we telling them the benefits of using these products. It's like use this. This will stand for almost for the next 20-25 years without much of maintenance. Right. So when we look at the project, okay, we don't just look at what goes into the beauty. It's also about the functionality. So we speak about the cost. We speak about the longevity. How do you maintain the maintenance? Logic also plays a key important role in such a big size project. So when they asked us to do such a big project, right? The timeline was too short, right, which we normally look at ourselves.
Was that a government project?
Almost a kind of a government, semi-government. I was there in Kerala for this project, and my, I would say the people behind me, the manufacturers, they worked day in and day out to prepare 10-15 samples for the project. The samples were approved, right? But again, finally, it was our conscious call to take it, saying that, okay, let's not take up this project because, first of all, the timeline given to us is too small, right? We don't want to do anything in a hurry. We are very, very cruel, and we are very meticulous in terms of, how do we take up the project, right? And how do we execute it? It was after Diwali, the meeting was called. I went to Trivandrum, right? And we spoke about it, and we said no. And also, it is also important for us to say no, just because, it's like, it also gives you peace, and it also gives you strength and harmony to move forward in your life, to choose better customers, okay, better projects and better deliverables.
Have you done any projects in GCC?
No, but we are communicating with someone who are in the same field, like the architects. See, I'll make it very easy for you. Architects and interior designers who are available in our own market, few of them have their own offices in Dubai,
Okay.
right? And they are doing fantastic projects. Like for example, in Bombay, Mr. Sumesh Menon, architect Sumesh Menon has got his own office, right? SAAS Atelier, I think they have an office, right? And one of my friend from Hyderabad, her name is Anupa. She's also in the architectural field. She has been traveling to Qatar and different other countries to speak on big projects. So today, finding a job in other places like GCC is not a big task, but at the same time that at the moment we are working in India, right? We are working, to build a very good market in India.
Are investors interested in investing in
There
CC
are
World?
there are 6 people who are chasing me for the last 6 months, right? But somehow we were not ready to get CC World institutionalized, right? But we have big plans, right? So we have big plans in the sense, yes, for sure, the investors may come on board, right? So at the moment, CC World as a brand, we are focusing in India, right? The investor who was talking to me said that, Mahesh, you have a big scope in Dubai. But again, it's like in India itself, I have too much to do, right? And if you ask me, there are very beautiful projects which are signature styles, right? When you look at luxury, there are projects which are at the medium scale, affordable luxury space, and we are introducing very good concepts in different projects, and at the moment we are happy.
Okay, as generally when we look at Dubai's luxury home, and the same home replicates somewhere in India, like example we see it in Mumbai. So why don't they look similar? So it
From
looks elegant in Dubai.
from what point?
Like from any point, sir. Like we see pictures. Example, we see pictures of a same home in Dubai and in Mumbai. So why it looks more elegant
See,
in Dubai?
interiors, I think it's all done almost. There are very beautiful houses within Bangalore also. One of the respected architect, designer of Bangalore, her name is Vinita Chaitanya, right? So, beautiful houses done for all celebrities like Deepika Padukone, right? Few houses done in Kingfisher Towers, right? So you need to compare, apple to apple, rather than looking at the
Same apple, if at all we see it in Dubai,
Yeah,
it
you
looks
see, you
different.
cannot say that, because Apple kept maybe in Dubai may look interesting to you, but Apple kept in Bangalore may not be interesting. It's depending on people to people. But again, we have bright minds in the country, right? We have excellent people in terms of thoughts, being creative, right? Very good skill sets, good set of people who can deliver great job. There's nothing to do just with CC World. I have seen a lot of other good companies who are doing much better projects, delivering at a different scale, right, in their own field.
If you had to choose one between religion and nation, what will you choose?
Nation, of course.
Nation.
I'm proud to be an Indian.
So are you too much religious?
I would not say religious as such. Yes, I believe in God. I'm God fearing, right? I pray to God, right? Like everyone does, right? And nation comes first.
Okay, so as I see, like you've been traveling too much from cities together, all through South Indian cities. Do you find time for your family?
Yes. So normally how it works is, even let's say that if I move out of my home on a Monday morning for business, right? There are times that I travel from Monday to Friday, but Saturday, Sundays I try to spend with my kids and my wife. Sometimes what will happen is, if I had a long stay coming to Bangalore or Hyderabad due to some projects or anything, right? Maybe I'll take 10 days to work from Kerala because my family lives there, right? But it is not just because my parents, they live in Trivandrum, my kids and my wife, they live in Cochin, right? So again, there is a difference of 200 to 40 kilometers from this home to that home.
Okay.
But I'll ensure that in that trip, both the sides, the time is well managed.
If I may ask, can you tell us something about your father? Like what inspires you from him?
See, he is one of the greatest support I have. So he has never questioned my decisions. But I have seen the fear in both my father and mother multiple times because I'm at my 40s, right? And sometimes I think that why he is taking too much of risk, right? But again, it's like somebody has to take that in the family to see that something beyond happens.
I think you are you are the first gen entrepreneur in
Yes,
your
yes,
family.
yes. So I think maybe I am the only active entrepreneur in the family.
Only active.
Only active entrepreneur in the family.
What was the reaction when you decide this from your family, like from your father?
They were quite good. It was never much of a question. They know that their son would do well, and that is also a kind of a support that which makes me to even when you called and said can you come to Bangalore, okay, so I traveled with certain amount of confidence. It's like even you move from Kerala to Bangalore, it costs you some money, right? But at the same time, that the confidence comes from where? Because it's like they are behind you.
Okay. What role does Mrs. Mahesh play in your life?
Okay, so I have twin daughters, right?
Oh,
yeah. So
twin daughters.
Twin daughters.
Okay,
Right.
great.
So I have two daughters. Right. So their name is Helios and Icarus at home. So that's the reason that one of my brand is Helios and Icarus.
Okay.
Right. So that is one of the first brand which we created for surface engineering. Right. So school they are called as Aratrika and Antara. Right. So they miss me a lot. I can see that because whenever I do video calls after my meeting, go back to the hotel and stay, I try to reach out to them through video call, FaceTime or WhatsApp. But she manages it quite very well, balanced approach where they don't miss me too much as a father. But again, I would say it is very important, at least for the kids who are growing in this generation, to be a very nice, supportive father and take care of them. Right, I'm trying to manage that.
Mrs. Mahesh, do you share?
She's very supportive. Her name is Aishwarya Lakshmi, right? Okay. She's very supportive, and I would say, it's like I'm quite happy, and I'm thankful for having such people around. It's not just when I'm talking about family, it's not just family. I have good friends from my childhood who are morally supporting. That I have ex-colleagues of mine who believe in my vision or whatever things I am trying to do. They keep me motivated. When there are times that it's like when I feel that I have to talk to someone, I reach out to few people. Right, I talk to people. This is what is happening, and how do we tame
Do
this
you
project?
share work with your family?
Work in the sense, it's like, see, I am doing in a different industry because my dad is a banker, okay. My mother, she's a government servant, central government servant.
Central government.
Yeah.
Servant. Okay.
Yeah,
They're retired now?
Yeah, they both are retired. They both are retired and living happily in Trivandrum, right? And my wife, she's a mathematician, right? So when I look into all these aspects, it's like I cannot go and speak about paints or coatings or carpets to them. But again, they know that sometimes good news comes in. I do share, but bad news or something which hurts you as a promoter of the company, it is wise to not to share with many people within the family also, because it creates a lot of unwanted feelings, right? And that pressure indirectly is going to come back to you only, because already you are on a pressure to do something, right? But explaining or talking too much at home regarding blockages, or sometimes when you ask about failures, right, it's better to avoid being wise.
Who's the first person you contact while you are frustrated?
Myself.
So you sit alone?
I sit alone. There are times that after a meeting, I'll talk to myself when I'm driving back, or if I'm traveling in other cities. When I'm in the flight, I just close my eyes and just to try to see that how efficiently I can make it up if such situation comes in my life anymore.
Coming back to the CC world, what advice would you give to the young generation, young entrepreneurs who's coming into the luxury space solutions?
Right. So look at a niche, right? Be creative, right? Be ethical in terms of what you're delivering, what you're talking. Don't speak big jargons, international, imported and all those things and deliver.
So what are the major plans for CCWorld?
All right.
Now
So, so at the moment, our office is in Hyderabad. We have me coming into Bangalore once in a while to meet people, and I have a sales associate in Bangalore. A kind of a small space we have taken in Rajajnagar, and team works from there. Kerala, we have a couple of people, right? Bombay, I go and I have an associate. So at the moment, it is a very lean team, right? But again, very high productive team. But at the same time, that I have been forced to look at moving CCWorld into a institutionalized portfolio, right, where people are happy to come on board or as investors or mentors from the market, right? We may seriously get into that, but we were not ready till now. Right now, we have few offers from the investors to be part of this journey, what we are trying to see. So if everything goes well, maybe I would not say a kind of a target, but we do have goals, right? So maybe we want to be in about close to 24 major cities in the country, right? Having our own CCWorld studios. We have to decide the model, what we need to work, right? But there is also my CFO and a couple of people are working on the models, right? So we are gearing up, and we may go little faster in terms of this. But again, we want to be a very calm-oriented, thoughtful-oriented company, right? Rather than just going in the market, providing quality and creating a name, right?
Okay. Finally, what do you think people get inspired by you?
Right. So. Sorry, I didn't answer right to the point when you asked me the last question. So the young entrepreneurs in the market, I think, they are most welcome to contact us, right? And we can help them in terms of setting up their own CCWorld platform for the respective state or respective city which they belong to.
Are you looking for partners? All over India?
See, we are not looking for partners as such, but again, somebody is really interested to, create a brand behind them, okay? Because rather than having a brand in front of them, just create a brand behind them, right? We are open to that approach. And somebody who is very new to have these kind of concepts, because we work on a very niche category of business, right? And niche category of serving to the fraternity. Right. So if somebody is very interested and keen to build a career on this, we are quite open to help them to have the similar setup like what I have in Bangalore, Tamil Nadu and Kerala and Mumbai to replicate it in the particular city.
So coming to this category, what is the real market value of this luxury space solutions in India?
It's very big. Very big.
Number?
The numbers are too big. It's like maybe there are people who are doing houses at even 150 crores, 200 crores.
200 crores.
Yeah. I have seen houses in Hyderabad. The interiors alone cost them like 50, 60 crores, just interiors alone, apart from the construction of the building, right? I have seen people buying gyms worth of 2 crores, okay, just couple of machines. It's like, so the world is moving into experience. It's like, again, focus on the experience. That is the best way to.
So you mean to say luxury is experience?
Luxury is experience, absolute experience.
Okay.
Right? You see, like the same way. It's like life itself is an experience. You create good experience to people whom you meet, to your family. Everything is sorted, right? You create a good experience to your customer. That is also sorted, right? So if you are creating a product or a solution which is like creating value to them, for the investments what they make, certainly why not, this market is going to grow forever.
So sir, coming to the point, I personally enjoyed this podcast.
Even I did. It was a very nice
thank you for coming, for making the time, for making your valuable time, for giving your valuable time for me, especially me, like Come to the Point channel.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you for your time.
I appreciate that we had an interesting talk today.
Thank you.